The Loneliest Boy in the World, it can be considered a zombie comedy, but what really resonated with me was the theme of really the scary aspect of trying to find friends in this world. It's not just about the loneliest boy, it's about how we as people are can be very lonely ourselves. Can you speak to that truth to the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah. I mean, I really love that. I think that so much of this week and talking about this film, like everyone's like, "What's your favorite zombie film?" And I was like, "This is like a family comedy to me. Like, it's not a zombie movie, even though the zombies are a device to add an interesting element to the film. But I don't see it as a zombie movie. So I'm glad you said that. And yeah, we 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 explore what it's like to be a teenager trying to discover yourself and trying to make friends, especially on the back of a very isolated and traumatic childhood. So um, yeah, I think this movie really speaks to finding your crowd and finding the people that connect to you, and really redefining what normal is on all levels. I suppose it's not normal to have a zombie family, but your chosen family are really important. I suppose it's kind of what the underlying message is.
Without giving too much away, Oliver goes through a real big journey in this movie. Can you talk about staying in the moment during some of the more emotional parts where Oliver is breaking down and crying? How do you get in that moment? Is it easier than one would assume, or is it a lot harder? Because it seemed to me a very difficult thing to do.
It's always challenging to tap into anything remotely emotional or heavy. Um, but I think it's important. And we were really lucky on this job that the crew and the cast, we all lived together and we really grew close, and that enabled us to be vulnerable with each other. And a lots of those moments is just not about pushing the emotion; it's just about letting the guard down and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And you're right, that can be incredibly difficult when you don't feel safe to feel vulnerable. But a testament to Martin and the team for really making me feel safe to be vulnerable on this one in those moments, because we were making a comedy film, so it's those moments like kind of don't those more dramatic moments are a bit out of place with the funny jokes we were cracking all the time, but actually they did allow space and time for that. And um, I really enjoy those moments on set as an actor because um, I mean, especially the scene at the end where he goes to visit his mum for that last time is one that is was super. Um, it was actually just really cathartic to do. I won't go into too much detail, but my mum's favorite flower is a yellow rose. Um, and that, again, just as a physical and a visual aid for me, was just a way in to my own love for my mum, who is very much alive. But, you know, um, I think visual aids are great for me. And that was one, it was a part, and it's my mum's favorite scene in the film now, which is just amazing because I was like, we chose the rose because of you.
That's amazing. Max, I'm going to ask you a superficial question. I'm a Gen Xer. I grew up in the 80s. What was it
Yeah.
like to cover King of Wishful Thinking? Because that's such an iconic song. And how did you guys, you did it service and you did it justice. Can you talk about that process? So kudos to you.
It was. Thanks for asking about it. I've actually haven't been asked about the song that much. I think it's because I've not really spoken a lot publicly about actually the song just yet. So, um, um, it was a real joy. I love making music. That song came about because we all lived in this house, and I was playing Sam Smith on the piano one day um, in our like dining hall. There was a piano, so I was playing Sam Smith and singing, and the producer came in and was like, "Wow, you can actually really sing." Obviously. Jamie hadn't come out at this point, and um, I just he didn't know me obviously, so he was like, "Would you like to? We should get you to sing on the credits." And I went, "Yeah." And I called up my team right away. I was like, "They want me to sing on the credits. We need to make sure we lock this in." And then I went in and worked with the Invisible Men for like a couple of weeks on. We had this idea of like, wouldn't it be cool if we find an 80s song that we really love and we like put a modern twist on it. And it was actually John Shave who suggested this song. And this song, King of Wishful Thinking, I knew from Pretty Woman. So I was really like, this is the song. We have to get this song because it being in Pretty Woman, and I just think it was like such a perfect fit. And it was just really cool to get to do something that's just another little piece of art that's going to live on and continue to reference the original art. And I just was really happy that I got to do it. Like it's just who like not many people get to sing on the credits of the film that they leave. So I mean, a few people do, and have done it really successfully in the last couple of years. But it was a joy and really fun.
I was looking at some of these interviews and with your premiere. I think it was Evan Ross who he describes you as a unicorn, and I apologize for you to actually.
You call me a
Yes,
unicorn a lot. I don't know why.
that's so amazing. That's such a nice compliment. But I guess, and I apologize that you have to actually sum this up in some kind of soundbite. But what has been the last maybe year and a half, 2 years like for you? You get all these compliments. You're being vulnerable, and people are really welcoming your work with open arms and loving you on that level. What has it been like for you just to receive that praise? And I'm sure you talked about your mother. I'm sure your family really helps you bring you that foundation as well. So
Oh, they do. My family bring me right back down to the ground. But as all families do and should do. Um, I don't know. Like I, grew up, went to like state school, and didn't get into. I think I told you last time when we spoke. Didn't get into all the drama schools that I wanted to go to. Felt quite dejected. Had like a really kind of weird route into the industry where I did like an open call. And I think my main thing is that I still get told no a lot, and because you audition for things and you meet for things that don't work out. But I think this job is just about finding people you connect with and want to work with you. And if you take talent and being a unicorn out of that, the thing that is the most important is passion and being a hard worker. And because if you work and meet the right people, they can nurture your talent and develop your talent in a way. I could have not done half of the stuff I've done and achieved without, Dan Gillespie Sales teaching me how to sing into a microphone properly, or, Martin teaching me how to be funny and have fun on a set. Or like all of these people that you meet, they add to your talent, I suppose, rather than the talent purely just coming from you. I just don't believe that to be true.
it's comedy. There's parts of darkness in this movie as well, but I think the location seems, maybe it's movie illusion. It seems so idyllic. I mean, even though there's a gravesite, there's that beautiful
Yeah.
ocean front. Can you just talk where you shot, and is it that idyllic, or was that just really wonderful angles or something? So.
No, really gorgeous. We shot in Camarthen in Wales in the UK, and it was we were very, very lucky for the majority of the shoot. The sun was shining, and bar a couple of days where the graveyard, which is a real graveyard that we shot in, was flooded and with rain because obviously we're in the UK. But yeah, no, amazing landscapes, amazing seafronts, water views. It was really joyous. We're in the pandemic. We got to spend a lot of time in a gorgeous hotel and house that's run by a family in Camarthen called Mansion House, and they looked after us so well, and we became family. And no one really was like fully making movies at this time, and we were just all so grateful to be interacting and having the best time making this crazy movie.
Last question, Max. Speaking of movies, right off the top of your head, can you name one of your all-time favorite films, and what is it about this film that speaks to you today?
My favorite film is Ghost, Ghost or On the Town. I love Ghost because who doesn't love Ghost? I mean, it's iconic. I think it was one of my mum's favorite films, and it was like one of those first sort of. I don't. It's not an adult movie, but like it was a grown-up movie, I suppose. I wasn't watching like cartoons and animation anymore. It was like the first sort of maybe like feature that I really remember connecting with, and I just thought it was a beautiful movie. And like I love films that have like a big reveal, and I remember just being so entertained and gasping when I found out that it was actually his friend that had orchestrated this whole thing. And so that movie, and On the Town, obviously beautiful musical visuals. And I just love film. I love film so much. I feel like we need to continue to strive to make films and to fight for film and the art form of film. And we're doing the work, I hope.
You are. Thank you so much, Max, for your time. Really enjoyed the film.
Thank you so much. And I'll chat to you on the next one, hopefully.
Definitely on the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Thank you so much.
I'll see you after a year.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.